everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Sorry I sound very stuffy today. I've been battling allergies. I don't know if it's a head cold or not. I think it's just allergies because it's been like extremely dry and windy out here, and for the past few days it's been really bad. Let me move this, see if I can find a spot for my coffee without it spilling, because I was gonna put it up here on the table, but it's kind of wobbly right now. And yeah, so I hope that you guys are doing wonderful. It is Sunday, and it's a pretty cloudy day today. It was cold earlier. I don't know. I'm inside because of this thing going on, and also because I've had an extremely, bad headache. This is going on. Excuse me. This is like day 3, 2.5 of a bad headache. And I think it's part of the side effects of the corticosteroid shot that I got. You can hear Graham crying. It's okay, boy. It's okay. You want to go play outside? He hears Pumpkin outside barking, but then he kind of wants to go, but then he'll go bark and come right back and want to come in. So we'll see. If he gets up to go to the door, then I will let him out. So yes, on Friday, we went to Las Vegas, my hometown, to the hospital there to get the corticosteroid lumbar injection, which is basically like, I think they say it's kind of like an epidural type of shot, for inflammation and for the degenerative disc disease, arthritis stuff that I've got going on. I had one, but maybe 6-7 months ago. I felt way worse this time. Well, way worse in the loopy department. I went in, they do my, they check my blood because they have to check for your, hemoglobin, I guess your A1C, and then they check your blood platelets, the level of everything, just so they can make sure that you'll clot, just in case there's a little bit of bleeding in the spine once it's done, which sometimes happens, rarely, but I guess it sometimes happens. They want to make sure that you'll clot and they don't have to worry about, something going on. So my back is still a little sore. It's a little swollen. I didn't get increased pain this time, not that I noticed so far, but I've had a lot of that. I guess it's like tender and swollen type of thing going on, and so I've had to use ice packs. No, we're not supposed to use any heat, I think, for like, I don't know how many days, at least the first few days or something. So the ice pack has actually helped pretty good. Let's see what else has gone on. And so that day, they gave me it's conscious anesthesia, and I remember from me and Ben going to the back, and they took my blood, they put the IV in, and all this stuff, right? Checked my blood pressure, which was really high. It was like 189 or something, over 108, 107. They checked it again. It went down to 168 over 103. I've been struggling with my blood pressure being out of control a bit. I don't know what's going on. I've been checking it here at home. This morning I checked it, and I have one of these little, this is actually my mom's because mine disappeared. It's one of these little arm cuffs. And this morning, before I had coffee and all of that, it was 138 over 91. So, and the battery's already dying in this, and I've only used it a few times. I don't know. That thing, like, really kills batteries. I don't know how accurate these things that you do at home are, but my doctor did tell me to use one to kind of keep track of it, just because I was having a lot of extremely high blood pressure when I go to appointments, specialist appointments, or the new doctor that I'm seeing, the one that is working on hormone balance and PCOS and all of that stuff. it's been high there too. At my primary that I had before, they use a manual, cuff manual. The whole thing is manual. They don't use the little, the machine to check it like most do, like the most every other place that I go to uses. It's usually okay there within, the 130s over like high 80, somewhere around there. So it's still hypertension, but sometimes it's really good, like really low, like normal. But I don't know. I don't know if it's just not feeling well, this allergies, the pain. I know there's a lot of different reasons for this, but it's getting a little bit out of hand because to be as high as it was, like, it's been a while that I've had it that high. As far as like for a long time it's really normal, and then recently it's like higher. And one of the things that they told me was it could be white coat syndrome. Like I get stressed out, going to the doctor. I don't know, maybe. But like I've talked about before, I struggle with anxiety. So when I go in, especially to a new doctor, it's anxiety inducing. It's kind of like I don't know I can't sit still and breathe and, just deal with what's going on. And I try, after they do it the first time, they check it again, and I try to just like sit there and breathe, but it's really hard because I'm just not, I don't know. It's a hard thing for me. I'm still trying to learn how to deal with anxiety. I hope that you guys can hear me because I forget I'm using this little thing. I'll pull this back just in case. I forgot my microphones are in the car because I did a car vlog a while back and left them in there. I do have one that I want to share with you guys, but it's going to have to be a voiceovered one because it was horribly windy that day that I went to the lake. But I do want to share that with you guys soon. I'm kind of backed up and everything because I just have not been feeling well at all. And like I said, with this injection, the day of, the first time I did, I was a little loopy, walked out, I walked into a wall because I thought I was going so fast, and I turned and like ran into the wall. Not hard because I wasn't walking as fast as I thought I was, but I remember, getting up off the table. I remember the secretary there, or the front office manager, whatever. I'm not sure what exactly her role is, but she's really, really nice. And she gave me chamomile tea, an ice pack, which is the ice pack I've been using now. And I was even able to call my dad to tell him to come right back because we thought it was going to take quite a while, and it was pretty quick because I couldn't drive, so I had to have a driver. So my dad brought me straight home because my appointment was 3:30 in the afternoon, so I was out of there by, I don't know, a little after 4, I guess. And in order for me to come home, they gave me a little, puke bag, because I get motion sickness in the car. And they did give me Zofran, I think, right? I don't know if that's the one that's for nausea in my IV with the anesthesia because I'm allergic to codeine. It makes me kind of like sick and hallucinate, or at least it did when I took it as a child. So because of the motion sickness and stuff, they had given me the nausea medication. But I wasn't as loopy. Like I remember coming home. I remember like all the thing, the way here. I remember just kind of sitting up. I didn't sleep or anything. I didn't have to nap, which is weird. I was just kind of there, and I did eat and everything. But this time, I don't know if it's just my body, and I think it could be because I think what was going on over the last couple of weeks is I was having a Hashi fibro flare-up kind of thing because I just have been very tired, very like even have like a puffy face, and I know that's part of the Hashimoto flare-ups, and I even have like swollen here. It's still a little swollen where my thyroid gland is, and just kind of not feeling well. Like, and I'm trying to track these things now to know when I'm having a flare-up because I need to learn how to deal with that and what I need to do. But I think that may have been why my body may have been more sensitive to this anesthesia, but I don't think they gave me the nausea medication this time because I was having some serious nausea thing going on. But I remember them saying, "You're done, get up." I got up, they helped me stand up, and I got in a chair. From that point, I don't remember the getting in the chair part, but I remember being in the chair in the room where I was before, and they took off, the IV. I don't remember them taking off the IV, or they have these little, the little heart monitor type, whatever, the little sticky things they put on you, they put them on my back. And I had that blood pressure cuff on because they check your blood pressure when you're right before the procedure, during the procedure, I guess. And I don't remember that. And I remember them giving me a paper. It's my aftercare paper. But my husband said, because they called him back in from the waiting room to come with me, he said, I thought the nurse said Miss Betty. He said, but I thought, no, it's Chrissy Betty. I don't know. He's like, I wasn't sure. And you talked to her, so I thought you would have, heard it. I don't remember talking to her. I don't remember but the paper, it's just our aftercare, so there's no personal information on it. But it was signed Betty instead of Chrissy. But I don't remember who wheeled me out. I have no idea. I don't remember, because the last time that I did the facet injections, I think the anesthesia there's not as much for that, or something like that. I don't know, because I didn't get really sick or very loopy either, just a little. And I remember, I think it was actually my friend Mona that I worked with at the Optic that wheeled me out that time, and with my dad was there, and my husband got the car and picked me up. This time, I don't remember getting in the car. I remember being in the car because I was holding the little puke bag and I had my head back. And all I remember is all of a sudden we're at my dad's, which we're not even a mile from the hospital to my parents' house. And I couldn't function at all. Ben had to help me inside. And then I just got on the couch because I just laid down. There was a pillow on the couch. I laid down and I was like, I think I remember asking him for a blanket because that was kind of cold. And I think he took off my shoes and I was out for a while. And when I woke up, I was still nauseated and feeling loopy. It took me an hour to eat a peanut butter sandwich on my dad's homemade tortilla because I hadn't eaten, and I thought maybe that's part of why this affected me so much. But the last time I did this, I had eaten lunch about 11 or 12, and my appointment's at 3:30, so I had some food, I guess. So maybe that's why. But, oh Lord, it was hilarious. And then I had some coffee and the peanut butter sandwich. And then later on, I was thinking, okay, my appointment's at 10:30. I was done a little after 11. I thought, we'll sit at my dad's for an hour because he was in Roy for a basketball game. And I thought, we'll just stay for an hour or two and then we can leave. Yeah, right. We stayed there till 5, after 5. My dad got there from Roy. We ate some taquitos. And I felt okay eating. And then I thought, okay, I think I'm feeling better. Some of that whole loopiness was gone. I was a little clearer headed. The nausea seemed to go away. I don't know why this thing sticks up. Anyway, the nausea seemed to be going away. And I told him, okay, I can go the 40 minutes home. Oh, no. I got the flushing because I had gotten some before that. You can get flushing, insomnia, your sugars go up, your blood pressure can go up, headaches. So I've had, of course, my sugars went up. I knew that was going to happen, but they didn't go extremely high, and they got back down quicker than the 2-3 days type of thing. My blood pressure is still wacky, but the minute I got in the car, I got the flushing. Oh Lord, it was like motion sickness quick. So I had to turn up the air conditioner, and mind you, it was not that warm outside, I don't think, or that cold outside. It was warm, and so I had to crank that up and put my head back. I had to put the music on, put my head back, and just hold the little bag they gave me at the hospital just in case. Made it home, and they had dinner ready. I was like, maybe I should eat a little because I needed to take some ibuprofen. I could take that for the soreness and inflammation that the injection causes at first few days, and I was getting such a bad headache. So I ate a little bit, but I did not sleep. I think the night before I didn't sleep very well. Then the night of, I think I slept a total, like, because I have this watch that I don't know if I've shared it before, but I have this little tracker for steps and stuff, but it tracks my sleep and, you know, heart rate and stuff like that. The night before I slept 5 hours, and I think 5 hours and 40 minutes, with about a couple of those hours, because I thought, oh, I slept at least 7 hours. No, I was awake for a couple of hours. It shows the times I was awake, and I kind of remember being awake, but I don't know, because my head was hurting so bad, and my sinuses were like really bad, and my allergies, I don't know if the oxygen they put on me like just dried my nose out more, but I had been having sneeze attacks, and just like I have used, thank God my dad gave me this, I've used about half this box since Friday night, and I have another one in the car, thank God. But my nose, thank God he gave me these, because it didn't chap my nose too bad. But these have been my friends, and I've been using Vicks and my peppermint oil I do this for headaches. I put it around here for sinus headaches and on the temples. It's helped me a lot. I don't know why. I don't know. It's not medical advice, but if you ever get headaches, try it. It might work. I don't know. It does for me. It does something that it helps, especially my sinus headaches and stuff. And then, of course, the Vicks Vapor Rub. I love that stuff. And then, of course, this has been my other friend, Saline, trying to clean out the stuff from my nose, as well as like just keep it moist. And then I have a Flonase. I think it's Flonase.
Fluticasone, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that. Fluticasone, whatever. That thing. But I think it's a generic for Flonase.
So that's another thing that I've been using. So I'm just like, it's been, yeah. So today I was supposed to, me and my husband were going to go with my dad to Roy for a basketball game. I just couldn't. Last night I slept 6 hours and 50 minutes. Should have slept like 8 because I went to bed early, but I was awake quite a bit again. Same thing, headache, the whole thing. And then I got the day of my injection, I had to take my Mounjaro injection. So, sorry, excuse me. I had to take my Mounjaro injection. So that, now that I've been taking it every 10 days instead of every 7, I don't get as sick. I do still have some of the, like the first 2 days, I'll have some nausea and a little bit of the sulfury burps, but not as bad, and they don't last as long. So praise the Lord for that. I'm so glad that she told me I could try that, because it's helped me immensely, and my sugars are still pretty good. I have to check that soon, so I'm hoping I'm still like at a 5.6 or less, because that would be like normal, and I wouldn't be considered diabetic at that point. But so this is probably like, I think they call it like a maintenance dose. So I don't know if she'll have me go up one more just to check it or not, and get that rest of that weight off. Like I said, I need to get my movement in. I have my resistance bands. I have all the stuff. It's been very windy and cold, so I haven't done a lot of that. Plus, I just haven't been feeling well. But my plan is to start that very soon, and I'm going to hopefully share that with you guys on the channel. And just, I need motivation and I need accountability. So we're going to do this, and I need to get me some little weights, because I know, like, I need to work on my muscles. I've always had good muscle tone and everything in my arms and in my legs, always, and not anymore. But you know, what can you do? Just gotta do some stuff to make it better. So I just kind of wanted to update a little about what's been going on, and you know, I need to get some videos done. And since my husband took my mother-in-law to her meeting, she's a Jehovah's Witness, so she goes to meeting. I figured, you know what, I'm gonna get some of this done, and hopefully I can have some more consistent videos up, and you know, just to get, I really want to film most days, but I just like motivation and not feeling well, and I thought, you know what, but this is reality for me with chronic illness and chronic pain and a bunch of other things going on, and I can't just film on the good days, I guess. Especially like most of my filming and stuff is, just vlog style, sitting here or in the car, or I don't do a lot of the action stuff, which I really want to, like being out and stuff. And you know there was a video I watched yesterday. I think it's, the channel's called Old Mike Living Well, I think. I'll link that in the description, but he had a live stream, I think a few days ago, and I didn't get to watch it, but I watched the replay. And he was talking about, I believe he's 80. So he was talking about different things that you can do to live till you're 80, and to live well, and how we've got to adapt to the things that happen to us as we age. Like he talked about, for instance, having to use a walker or a cane sometimes because we're, as we age, sometimes we have issues with certain things. And a lot of people don't want to adapt to that. They don't want to use a walker or a cane or whatever it is that they need. They don't want to ask for help because they want to do everything themselves like they always have or whatever. And he talked about it coming from a place of pride. And that hit me like, Chrissy, this is you, and you are, I never viewed myself as prideful until he said that. And I thought, you know what? That's exactly what the problem is, because I am only 47. I shouldn't have all these issues I do have. But many of them are just things that happened. Whether it was genetics, whether it was whatever it was. And then my reaction to what was happening to my body without understanding, not taking care of myself like I should have been, and because I didn't know what was happening, so I just did what I thought I should do, like don't eat a bunch because you're gaining weight, don't eat, starve yourself more, all these things. And then I was just not as active as I should have been, and then I always struggled with anxiety and depression since I was very young, and then just different events in my life that have caused whatever. And so I allowed a lot of that stuff to take away my joy in life, to take away my ability to find things that I loved to do, like to be okay with loving to read and listening to music. And now that, I like to paint, I've always wanted to do art when I was young, but I was like, no, that's not going to get me anywhere. I need to focus on whatever else, on making money, on, doing productive things that society sees as productive. And I see nothing wrong with, having a job, making money. We have to, right? But I focus so much on like working all the time, and not just work outside of the home, but like just doing all the stuff that I thought I had to do for everybody, and I left myself behind, as far as my health and everything was going, because I was just ignoring it. It was easier for me to ignore that and distract myself with whatever else was going on, and here I am. And so when he talked about that, it really like made me think, I'm being prideful because I'm not allowing for help. And I do that to my husband all the time. Like, I want to ask him to do something, and I kind of do ask him, and then I'm like, oh, no, I can do this. Like, why am I bothering you with things that should be simple for me? But there are days that they're not simple. Some days I can do whatever, and the pain isn't that bad or whatever, but I need to learn how to slow down, do portions of things, and not, go full force. And you know, when he talked about that, it hit me like, you need to humble yourself. You need to adapt to what you need now, asking for help, letting people help you. And I have this walking stick that my sister gave me. It's taller than I am, I think, or almost. But when I walk around here, it's not a leveled area. There's a lot of little hills and, you know, little areas that you kind of go down into or whatever, because it's just the way the property is. And I think I can just do this by myself. And the two dogs are always by me. It's the stick, my walkie stick's right there by the door. I should take it with me, especially when I walk around here, because for stability reasons and to kind of keep the dogs from jumping on me. You know, if I just put the stick out, they can, you know, they'll understand, no, don't do this, because they get so excited and they want to run around me and be little Velcros. That's what I call Graham is Velcro and Pumpkin is Velcro, because they're both stuck to me. One wants to be on one side, one wants to be on the other side. And so, you know I need to do it, but I won't. And I don't even know why. What am I embarrassed about? No one's even out here except my in-laws and my husband, and they already know the situation. They've seen me fall plenty of times out here, like a good amount of times, and I didn't get injured, like break anything or anything like that, but it did a number on my body, and I just need to be okay with it. But how do you do that at 47 when you need to take care of stuff? So they sent me what are they called? It's not the one is seen on TV, but it's another one. You know that commercial of I fallen and I can't get up, the little life alert thing? Well, my insurance sent me one of those not too long ago, because they consider me a fall risk because of everything going on in my body, and because I do fall. So they sent it to me. It's already been, I don't even know, maybe a month or so. I still haven't charged it. Still haven't got it together. They've called me 3 times. Automated calls telling me, we want to make sure and check your device, make sure it's working, because it sends them like alerts if you have it on or not, I guess. Or I'm like, it's over there. It's just over there. I know where I put it. And why do I don't want it. I don't want it because, well, 2 reasons. Excuse me, hold on. Sneezes, they get so stuck. And it seems like I'm going to sneeze, and then nothing comes. And I probably look hilarious. You can see like and it's always this side of like my body, the right side has like the worst of everything, from the migraines to the sinuses. Like this, I always hurt this side. It's just everything on the right side. I don't know, but I do have acupuncture again next month, so I'm hoping we can start working on this stuff. But you know, I think of it because what's embarrassing with this thing around my neck, because I might fall. But I get sick. I get dizzy, whether it's because of my high blood pressure, whether it's because of the diabetes, whether it's because of the fibro, whether it's because the PCOS combined with everything else, or if it's the Hashimoto flare, the fibromyalgia, the arthritis, the degenerative disc disease in my back and in my neck and in my knees, and whatever it is, right? And I get motion sickness. I don't know if it's just motion sickness. I don't know if I have vertigo. It could be a combination of that. It could be something because of the disc disease and arthritis in my neck. I don't know. But I need that thing. But I'm 47. I don't want to use it. And then my other excuse is, what if I press by accident? Well, you can turn it off. Like you can do a whatever thing, an alert that you don't really need any help. But here it goes. You know, it's that same prideful thing. I need it and I don't want to use it. Hold on just a second. All right, had to clean out the nose, you know. I don't want to do that on camera. Um, but, you know, I just wanted to share an update and kind of let you know about what's going on, and just to ask you for prayers to be able to humble myself in the areas that I need help in and be okay with it, and just, you know, just enjoy life and adapt to the things that I need to do. And I'm so grateful for old Mike and his sage advice, because, you know, he comes from a place of being older, so he's had lots of life experience. I believe he said he was a pastor as well. He's also worked for many years with in what are they called, like old folks homes. So he's worked with people who throughout the years have been older than him. Hold on, I got a call coming in. All right, I'm back. I had a phone call coming in. So so he's talked to people who are much older than him, people who have lived to their hundreds. I think one lady spoke about lived till 111, 113 or something, and she was like, he said, sharp as a tack. And, you know, just, you know, and everyone has given him some type of advice, some type of something to live well, to live into your, you know, your older years well. And I think about him like, I want to live like that. I want to have, even with chronic illness, even with all this, if I can reverse some of this, great. If God heals me, great. But if he doesn't and I'm not healed on this side of heaven, fine. I'm fine with that, because he's still good and he still is deserving of praise, because he still provides everything that we need, even in the moments where it's the hardest and the darkest. But I want to be able to, like I said, adapt to what I can and cannot do things for myself that are, will keep me from causing more injury to my body. I need to eat better. You know, I need to find ways that will increase my energy, increase the days that I feel good, and decrease all the inflammation and decrease all the pain as much as possible, and all the things, right? So prayers for that, that I can find answers that I need, and that when I do, that I can implement them, and that I can get myself moving and get some exercise in, and, you know, just enjoy all the wonderful moments that life has without worrying about what I look like with a life alert thingy on, or what, using my walking stick around the house, or going slower than, you know, than I want to. All right, guys, I hope that you guys have a blessed Sunday, and I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless you. Bye.